All right, we look like we are live. Welcome in, everybody. This is the Club de Lulu ckora 10 review number 4. This is the fourth time I believe we've done it, and I will say, without even going into it further, anybody that was there, you know this is the best car we've ever had. So pat yourselves on the back before we go into it. We're going to take a look at hopefully what some of the things were that we did that made the difference to make it better. But, I think it's just the fact that everybody's getting a little better gear. Everybody's getting a little better with their characters. Everybody's doing a little bit more consumes. Like, it's just a matter that everybody is doing a little bit more of what they're supposed to be doing. That's, I think, the simplest way to say it. So let's get started. As I kind of said in the description, I'm not really going to be going over mechanics in this video. That's not the point of this video. It doesn't mean I won't go over any, but like I said, just not the main purpose of it. See here, look. Oh, wait. It's, see? Oh, maybe I didn't miss the first pull. I did miss the first pull because I'm doing consume still. I was too busy making sharpening stones. See, look, all this DPS doesn't count. It doesn't count. Mage, it doesn't count. I tell you. No, so you got to deduct 6,000 to make it fair. Because I had to make sharpening stones. I'm just playing. All right. Just pay me. Yeah, I'll pay you at the end. This is my one thing that I will say that we need to check on your on just anybody else's DPS meter. If you go back 10 seconds here, you can see these little 15s that are popping up. That's from a proc, and I bet you, if I had to guess, I bet you those numbers are not being calculated on anyone except my DPS meter. That's if I had to guess. The exact same thing goes for Jarn. I bet you that his only shows up on his. Your Herald damage, does it show up? Then we, the rogue, don't get everything. What? Jarn, that doesn't even make sense. All right, here we go. So, but poisons are a part of normal base WoW. The Herald was never part of Classic World of Warcraft. There isn't really a lot to talk about in here. I mean, Jarn's over there doing his own thing on the left here. There's that to point out. But I mean, honestly, like, I feel like we had less than 5 deaths this whole run. And, yeah, let's just get to the first boss. That's true. But he sent me all of his numbers. Like his total damage in the end. All right. Here we go. We are getting ready for the first boss here. No, I died at the very end too, Mage. I died once also. I died in the last 2% of the final boss. Pretty classic tank and spank boss. There's really nothing going on with this. I mean, honestly, I feel like this might be the final ckora review we get. I don't know if it's even worth recording after this, other than for when people accidentally pull and we want to find out who it was. That's pretty much the only reason that's left. I mean, I feel like everybody used their consumes. Everybody did pretty good. One thing I made a mistake on was I wasn't swapping through my gear as well. There we go. So we see that Chill died there. Hey, Chill. Chill. Well, I guess it's not Chill anymore. It's Smolbert. Smolbert. Small as in like small. I get it. You gotta chill on the damage though. You're flying too close to the sun. You're ripping threat. I tell ya. I picked a test. Wait, what? I pulled one. CPC. Yay, snapping. Good for you. When do you do it? And this one's 7 hours? We're doing 2 ZGs next week normally. I don't is that a question or a statement, Jarn? I don't quite understand it. So yeah. Oh, and you got battle res on here too. I forgot about that. I mean, is the guild running one on Friday? Because I won't be there on Friday, likely. I'm being honest. I'm not committing my Friday night. Okay, so we did a lot better in this area with essentially everybody staying back and nobody doing extra pulling right here. It was just everybody stayed behind and we did the fights the exact way we were supposed to. And that's the thing, right? We just like did everything from last time, just better. Just better. I mean, I clearly did not see that on the Discord. I clearly have not looked on the Discord. I didn't realize a Friday was even on the table. And, okay, this boss, this was, I believe, the first time we've done this without, with no resets. We went straight in and just killed it. Now, I think that the only real thing to point out here, we did really good giving... Okay, so the pull goes off. Jarn takes the first pull. And yeah, everybody, like, that's good. Essentially, gave them enough time to get some threat going. And then we go for it. You'll see that where I release my stacks is different than where everybody else is. And honestly, I did it in a raid and it was flawless when we did it there. So that's... Look at me go. Look at me tank. Super good. And then I get it off me, and this is where I reset. I don't like to reset at the other spot. And to just go to Jarn's thing, right here, you're going to see I can intercept right from there. So don't tell me you can't intervene or intercept from there, because I just proved that you can. I believe that I got threat there because of a taunt miss. You're right though. I do not have a threat meter, though. No excuses. I need a threat meter. But I will say, if anybody here can get away without having a threat meter, it's the warrior that has all the armor on. I'm about the only class that can almost get away with it. But I'm not saying that that's a good enough reason. I definitely should have one on. I mean, I would probably just get rid of the DPS meter. Put it right there. I don't want anything else on my screen. Alright, Snap. See you later. Alright, so let's talk about how bad Snap did on this boss. Snap's doing horrible. No, I'm just kidding. But a very classic. Pretty easy boss. No, it works for me. It works for me. It's right beside the party. It's right beside like the raid groups. It works better like that for parties. Because I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen this, John, but I have my bags open a lot. I have my bags open a lot. Half the time I have my bags open. All right. So next one we go to Imp. I mean, honestly, yeah, like the best Imps we've ever done in the Imp rooms. Like we didn't just get annihilated on it. I feel like, I mean, I guess the big difference is that we had people waiting for mana this time. That was the big one. So, you know, Jarn, you took your time this time. You actually looked at people's mana this time, which was good. Yeah, really just not even a lot to say about it. Not a lot to say about killing imps. Well, that's good. That's good. Mine is next to the enemy health bar. Your what? Your DPS thing is, or your threat meter? All right. So let's fast forward to boss. Threat next to enemy's DPS bottom right. Yeah, that wouldn't work for me. Cause look, I have my bags open all the time. I just scrolled past like 3 minutes and I had my bags open. I could, you're right, I could put it up here beside the boss's health. Okay. So real quick, just talk about mechanics. When you see the fire debuff over here, get out of the range of the fireball. 19 seconds. I can't be in there in that 19 seconds as I go in for the one. And then I jump away like an idiot. How many DPSs are you actually showing under the bags? So there we go. I mean, this is a very, like, this is as easy as mechanics get. Stay away from the fire when the fire's coming. That's pretty much all there is to it. Ranged DPS have a little bit of an easier time for this. And then execute phase, burn them, and kill them. Easy enough. All right, easy. I don't think I got any. All I got was the fashion coin. That's it. That I paid for. And I'm salty. People were bidding that couldn't even afford it. They didn't even have the gold that they were bidding on. That's like, that's super no-no in the auction world. Fun fact. Okay. Spiders. Right, and then I believe, was it Jarn or Kazupal? One of you took us on a spider journey after the boss, which was crazy and pointless. But we got to kill more spiders. Made the raid take a little longer, you know? I had the gold. I was just bidding on Z's behalf. No, right. I wasn't talking about you, Ash, specifically. That's fine. What you did was fine. Now the bidding together is fine. It's when Heelan says, "Oh, I don't even have 10 gold," and was bidding past 10 gold. I'm like, "Well, what is that? That's BS." And I think Jarn said the exact same thing. Or maybe it wasn't Jarn. I can't remember. Two people voiced it though, and it's on record. I had the gold. That's right. Didn't you buy the second one, Jarn? All right. For 25. There you go. So I got a steal on the first one then. Okay, so Spider Boss, drop the poisons if the poisons hit you. Let the tanks get threat to begin with. This we did a lot better with Kazupal. With Jarn focusing on the spider and everybody else on eggs, including Kazupal. Yeah, I mean, pretty simple. Pretty simple. You know, if you get a couple poison sacks, go and get the poison sacks off you. Literally, we did that so fast. I just ripped through like. We'll watch like the last like 20 seconds, 30 seconds of it. That's like literally how smooth it was. Nobody died. Jarn didn't even get really that close to dying. There was one close call there, but like close call, not even that bad. I don't think he even used last stand. Healers kept on top of it. Healers were doing a great job. There we go. And just to forewarn, we're at 1 hour and 15 minutes so far. Really not bad. And that's with us doing like a 10-minute spider journey that didn't need to happen. Okay, so only other thing worth noting is here. We have had mistakes here in the past. Essentially, everybody runs off together. You don't wait on the edge because then you can aggro some packs that are over here. That's it. We all run off together and fight these guys, and you'll see I turned the screen just because I want to see if we pulled them, and we didn't. You can see they're just over there. We did not pull them, but if you stand on the edge, you do pull them. All right. I mean, yeah, pretty simple up here. Really nothing special going on here. It's the same way we do it every time. We just did it better. And this time we didn't even clear out everything. We didn't even kill upstairs like we did last time. And then we're at the final boss. So we'll watch the whole final boss because, yeah, we just kind of ripped through this whole thing. Does anybody have anything of Kara they'd like me to go over specifically? How can we go faster? Honestly, the only way to go faster is to do more damage at this point and not do the spiders. Because I don't think we did any. That extra spider room would have taken 10 minutes off. I don't think we could have done imps any faster. We could have maybe bid a little faster. We could have maybe taken some bigger pulls fighting the spiders, but like, it's kind of unnecessary risk at that point, you know? People using more consumes. Everybody having flasks. Like, if all of us melee DPS had the health flasks on, so that we could tank more hits. And everybody using more consumes. Like, how consume heavy were you, Jarn? I could use DPS gear. Probably not. Well, maybe. I mean, you're probably getting to a point where you could probably almost Fury tank Kara. You've got good enough gear and probably good enough DPS if you put on the right stuff. Kazupal main tank and then you just are in a Fury prot dual wielding. Probably would work. So, Jarn, to answer your question, if everybody uses their max consumes, then it will go faster. And you did not use all of your consumes. You used you used the dense sharpening stones, I think. But I mean, even dense sharpening stones are the third best sharpening stone. All right. I mean, the tanks are down though. They've got this to an art. Everybody's doing great. And here's where we're at. We're gonna pause this real quick while we're where we are. The main goal is that all of our DPS are above the tanks. We are now doing that. Before, we were not doing that, and that's where we were having issues here, is that Kazupal was closer to the top of the DPS meter. That was an issue before. Now it's not an issue anymore. All of our DPS are above that. So, the fact that just everybody's doing more damage has been going a really long way for everybody. And there we go. I die right near the end. Flew too close to the sun. Actually, I'm going to go back. I want to take a look at... Because I pop that, and then I just start critting every move. Boom, 15, 3,600. Yeah, I could see why I probably got targeted. 3,000, 2,000. Yeah, boom. He's like, nah, you need to stop that like yesterday. I'm just, Jarn, you asked me the question of how it can go faster. I'm answering your question. If everybody uses all the max consumes, it'll go faster. Getting better gear, using the better consumes, and maybe we can tighten up 15 minutes on pulls. That's about all there is to it. All right, so... Oh, and then I covered this up. But you know what? This number that I have right here, I'm frustrated. And how poor my damage is. It's unfortunate considering at the bottom of the stack. Ash, why are we frustrated over it? Like, I'm just curious. Is there something that, like, is it like a rotation situation? What do you think is the, what's holding you back on your DPS? Do you think it's a gear situation? Do you think it's a rotation situation? Is it, enchanting? What do you think it is? It wouldn't surprise me if it was a skill issue. I mean, Ash, so I'm going to ask you the exact same question that I just asked Jarn. How are you doing on consumes? What consumes are you using when you go into this? So Ash, I mean, you're probably leaving, if I had to just guess, you're probably leaving 5% on the table if you don't have the right enchants. In this one, I use Giant 1 Mongoose. So you're not using any food buffs, Jarn? You're not using your sharpening stones? Like, this one, I had the least amount consumed. Oh, because I just died. Before pre-death, look at everything I have up. I full went on. I'm using elemental sharpening stones. I'm using, well, I had the battle shout, I guess, up. Food buff, 25 strength. Giant, mongoose, fire water. Oh, well, that's fair. That's using the right one. I'm using food that gives ranged damage. What's the food that you're eating, Ash? What does the food actually give you? And then also 15, no. Oh, Jarn, you should be using the 25. You should be asking, you should be either buying or getting the 25 to stam on from the mushrooms. There's also one that adds dodge. Odin. Yeah, I mean, it's just getting more DPS, yeah. The more DPS dropping down to 2 heals, but it's tough. I mean, because this was as clean as we've been able to get it. Okay, so let's figure exactly out how long it took us. Boom. Okay. An hour and 28 minutes. And first pull at 7. So hour and 21 minutes. Plus let's go to the spider situation that you took us on. Honestly, we're like down to like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes for the whole thing. Because we did like an extra 5 to 10 minutes worth of spiders here. Right? This took us back to the front. So if we like pause at the end of this, this is an hour and 5 minutes, and we'll go back in time until we started going into this ridiculousness. Yeah, so that was 5 extra minutes of about 5 extra minutes. So we have it down to an hour and 16 minutes. Oh, that's a lot of attack power. Yeah, that's fair, Ash. Isn't there a way that paladins can do a melee healing? I feel like we were talking about that with Z the other day. That it was possible for Z to get some healing off while doing some melee damage. I wonder if there's like something to be said about doing more like the 2 healers and then Z or one of the paladins doing the melee healing and then just only heals on the bosses. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'd be curious if that would be like our happy medium for going forward. But yeah, so back to what we were saying at the end. This was my final number because we went and pulled a few things afterwards right before I left. Obviously, I'm not getting the same numbers as everybody else. But I would like to think that my number is probably the most accurate for my DPS. But if you guys don't think that that's the case, but everybody else said that had more than me, Smolbert. So I can take the word that if everybody says Smolbert won, then Smolbert won. I can absolutely agree to that. But I would also seem to think that your own DPS meter probably measures yours the most accurate. But Smolbert, you are now the top DPS. So for anybody that's listening, him being the top DPS, if you want to get the gold for winning next raid, you have to beat Smolbert. You have to beat whoever's in first place to win the money. Smolbert, we will get you your 20 gold shipped to you ASAP. The enemy heal is only good on bosses. On trash, it's not realistic, is what Z told me. Why is it not realistic? Like, is there more depth to it, or do you not know the depth to it? Because that would be my thought, is that it's more realistic on trash. Because, like, the thing is, we probably in most cases actually maybe didn't need 3 healers on trash. Well, that's good. Practice is great. Did I do it here? Or did I do it after here? We made it back. So here's the heals. We'll take a look at the heals real quick. Anybody that cares about the overall stats of everything, there you go. Healing for healing. Healing for Z. Oh. Apparently I determined that going to the bank was more important than finishing the going over the healers. Okay. Z, there's your healing. Kazupal with the healing too. And I think that's just is the third healer. I went really quick there. Let's see if I can pause it. To really friggin' fast. All right. Look at me go. All the healing I did. I'm such a good healer. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I think Odin, Kazupal kind of said it. The only real, like, we're at a point now, we're at, if we maintain this, what we did, it's an hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 10 to hour and 20 minutes is probably where we're at with the gear we have, with the enchants we have, with the consumes we have. The only way to speed that up is to either to get better gear, better consumes, better enchants, and to go down to 2 healers. Yeah, I mean, Jarn, you probably could. You probably could. It wouldn't hurt. It definitely isn't going to hurt. Also, Jarn, I don't remember what group we were in, but how often are you using Battle Shout? I don't feel like you're using Battle Shout that often, unless we're not in the same group, which is fair. We might not have been in the same group, but I'm fairly certain we were in the same group with Jason to get the crit bonus. A lot? Not demoralizing shout, Battle Shout? Because, like, every time I noticed that I never once had it from a time that I didn't use it. Okay. Well, then you're using it. I just can't, and I don't remember the groups, but I can't imagine a reality where Jason wouldn't have been in our group because we would have gotten the extra 3% crit. But yeah, there you guys go. There's ckora. We're not going to drag this on any longer. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, do it on YouTube. We're also on Twitch. There's a link here on Twitch. Come find us on Twitch. New videos. We do a lot of live streaming. We've been kind of all over the place. It's still going to be all over the place for the next little bit. But for now, we are going to call it there. Thank you guys for being here, and we will see you in the next... maybe ckora 10, maybe something else.